Atheism, a lack of. Theism, belief in deity or deities. Atheism, a lack of belief in deity or deities. This does not mean we believe there is no God. It is a simple statement that says, we have observed what facts you have laid in front of us, and we find them lacking. Thus, we have come to no decision about God or gods, and thus we have no faith in them. It is a non-sequester. It is simply a position where we're not going to take your claims at face value because we do not accept your claims, period. Now that we've got that out of the way, that is all atheism is. And some atheists believe in evolution. A lot of them do, not everyone. We've got crazies almost as bad as Nephilim Freeze, so. And then there is the belief in an afterlife. Heck, some atheists actually believe in an afterlife. Some have come up with a convoluted Planck brain something where all our consciousness is a frequency that is so small we can't detect it. But reincarnation, blah blah blah. I don't buy that, but there's some that do. So now that we've got this out of the way, Mr. Shocky, what proof and evidence do I have that atheism, a lack of belief in your claims of the supernatural, is accurate and correct? It is simply that I do not accept your claims. As I've defined earlier what atheism is, it's simply not buying what you're selling. This would make no sense in any other concept. Well, what proof and evidence do you have that you will not buy these grapefruit? What? Well, yeah, give me proof and evidence that your grapefruitism is accurate and correct. What are you asking me? You're missing a verb there somewhere. What proof and evidence do you have that atheism is the most accurate form of discovering knowledge? Still kind of lacking, because you're still asking, what does not believing in a God knowledge? It's just, see, I'm trying to describe why your question is so flawed. If you're getting down to, why is not having a belief in God better than having a belief in God? Now this we can answer. Because we care if something is true. We care what we know is accurate. God's is unknowable. I guess you could put me with the agnostic group there. We can never know if there's a God. Because even at best case scenario, God comes down from the heavens with chariots of fire and the angels behind him with Satan chained in front of him. We still don't know if it's God. For all we know, we could be all having a massive delusional complex, or the aliens that set it up, or we accidentally stepped in front of Michael Bay's newest project. We simply don't know. And you know what? That's fine. But we're not going to say we know when we don't know. Do we know that evolution is correct? It is most likely correct. All the evidence points for it to be correct. But the question isn't, does the evidence point that way? The question wasn't, do I personally believe it? It's, is evolution correct? 100%. And for that, we don't know. We can't know. We can't know of anything. Because of the three assumptions that everybody makes. If you say you don't make them, you are a liar. Unless you can provide proof that you don't. First, proof that you exist in this universe. No one can know this. We assume we exist in this universe, but we don't know. Are we dreaming or but the dreamer? You know, are we a dream or is this a physical form? We don't know. I made a little poem of that about, you know, a dream would actually be more logical than a reality, because reality would be things our mind couldn't decipher everything. And really, when you get into a dream state, you just accept those kind of things. But I regress. Excuse me, sec. Anyway, so proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct is a flawed idea, because you're not asking anything. You're saying, you know what? Let's break it down grammatically. Okay, provide proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. What are we proving is correct? Atheism. What is atheism? A lack of belief. So we are proving that a lack of belief in God or God is accurate and correct. How are we doing that? With proof and evidence. Proof and evidence for what? Well, we can't prove a negative, and we're not even trying. So what are we trying to prove is accurate and correct? We don't know, because that is undefined. Atheism is a lack of belief in deity or deities. It's not a concrete foundation. So we can't say proof and evidence at all, because that is a bad sentence. Your English teacher would give you an F minus. You fail. Now, if you want to say, provide proof and evidence that the world would be better if we didn't believe in God, now this is what we can do. In fact, atheist, Christians, let's debate this. Christians, provide proof and evidence that Christianity would be the best form of government in this world. Atheists, provide proof and evidence that Christianity has failed in its doctrine to bring peace around this world, and has in fact promoted more wars than a non-belief would have. That's right, guys. If you are within the sound of my voice, do this. Okay, thank you and good night. By the way, one more video after this.